Hello, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to the Sheikh Zayed field here. It's match day 2, game 2 in the Emirates Polo Championships 2025. And our two teams are out there waiting in the center of the field. The umpires just gathering themselves, collecting some balls, and the stage is set for this contest between AM Polo in the blue shirts and Bin Dry playing in white. Our commentator, that's me, and here are the runners and riders. AM Polo lining up at number 1, Her Highness Sheikha Alia Al Maktoum is off a 0-goal handicap. At 2, Cyril Uturi is in the 2 position on 2 goals. At 3, Juan Cruz Cachegos playing off 4 goals. And at the back, Senor Benjamin Urquiza, and the team totaling 12 goals there for AM. So too their opponents, a full complement of 12. Mohammed Bin Dry takes the number 1 shirt for the Whites. At 2 is Facundo Kelly, playing off 4 goals now here in the UAE. At 3, Rashid Bin Dry, brother, of course, to Mohammed, off a 2-goal handicap. And at the back, it's Mr. Kian Hall. The onboard refs for this one, Matthias Babieni and Senor Howard Smith. Just coming across towards us there, a great shot of the 2 umpires just checking their equipment.
I think it's the volume.
How are you, my brother? ¿Todo bien? Sí, contame. ¿Hay un birome ahí en el piso? Ah, no, está bien, ahí. ¿Está en el piso? Dígamelo, Seba, por fin. Ahora está roto. Bien ahí.
Sí, hay espera. 1 minuto de espera.
So our 2 mounted umpires just checking that their sound system is working and they're in sync with Senor Santiago Toriguitar, who's in the 3rd man chair here next to me in the tower. And we have an issue, we have a technical issue. So Howard Smith's just gone off to check his radio. It does happen. First chance, of course, to have a look at these 2 teams in this tournament. This is match 2. We had 1 game yesterday, for those of you who are playing catch-up, and we had a really good contest between Gantut, who ran out the winners over El Basha, 5.5 goals to 5. That was match day 1, game 1 yesterday here at the Gantut Racing and Polo Club, and the local team Gantut beating El Basha by just half a goal. AM Polo coming off the back of a victory up at Deepak in the previous 12-goal up there in Dubai. A slight change to their lineup. I spoke to Benka at the draw for this tournament, and he said it's quite simply a matter of horses. He won that tournament with his brother, Pali, but they decided that Pali will step down for this one and strengthen the horsepower for Benka and for the team, and that's the change that AM Polo have made for this one. And that sees Juan Cruz Cachegos come in on 4 goals, and they're playing with Cyril Uturi, the young man from Tranquilauquen, who takes the number 2 shirt. Umpire just reminding the players to keep the whips calm and quiet when the ball is not in play. And we're underway. Uturi, first to surface, but he gets tagged there by Mohammed bin Drai, and he's got some support here. Hull goes long and down into a dangerous area. This is good for bin Drai early doors. Can he find the under the neck shot? It's gone a little bit too long, that pass from Cian Hull, and it was just leaking out to the right-hand side, and bin Drai couldn't quite get there, and the ball has gone over the back line and wide. So, good early chance for the white shirts. AM Polo coming back into play here in the form of Benja Urquiza. Benja with a nice measured pass out to Juan Cruz. Juan Cruz may well leave this for Benja, and he does, takes the man. And Urquiza now with a little bit of unchallenged space. Not quite the pass that he was looking for, but Gallegos has done well to make something of it. Possession back with bin Drai here in the form of Mohammed. Oh, and he was a little bit casual on the turn there, and the ball was almost stolen away by the number 2, Uturi. But in the end, it's just popped out of play, and possession will go back to bin Drai here. Faku taps it forward. Mohammed wants it long. It's gone out to the right-hand side here to Rashid, but Mohammed drops in and picks it up now. It's Mohammed bin Drai setting himself. That one's gone down towards goal, and I think it took a deflection, and it's wide to the right again. Two good chances for bin Drai. Still 0 point on the scoreboard as Benja Urquiza brings the ball back into play. Couple of taps from Benja, and he goes left and out towards Juan Cruz. Gallegos now the number 3 here in the blue shirt with a white helmet on the far side of the field. Nice little bit of skills there to bring the ball back in field and get it under control, but it's been kicked forward by a pony, and it's fallen nicely here for bin Drai. A nice little pirouette turn there on the halfway line. And they've been told to clear and get on with it, and that's the result. It's gone across the field and it's out towards Rashid. Quite get the shot he was looking for. That was Cian. Backed up by Faku Kelly. Facundo playing at number 2 here for bin Drai today. Kelly controlling proceedings and then looking up and trying to set himself. He's found a pass and it's down towards Cian Hull. Whoa. Whistle goes. Well, this will be an interesting one. Howard Smith seeing it very clearly and making his decision. Spot hit to the Blues. Not enough space there for Mohammed to come in and push that player into Cian Hull. And it's going to be a penalty 5 here in favour of AM. 4:55 on the clock in the first. Still no score. AM yet to really get over the halfway line, to be fair. What can Benja do about that? Takes a tap. Right is the call, but he's not got hold of that at all. And it's come ricocheting off the pony of Cian Hull. Cian goes to the near side on the chestnut. Gets a favourable bounce off the boards and brings it back in field. It's still Cian Hull on the power play here, the number 4 for bin Drai. Has he shown too much of that to the young man from Trenquilauquen? I think he has. Backhander comes in. And a whistle. Spot hit blue is the call. It looked like from here that Uturi had done a really good job and had earned the right to go for that near side backhander, and Hull just switching sides on him and going for a near side of his own. The umpires with a good call there. It's a defensive hit here for AM Polo, about 25 yards out from their own goal, and here comes Benja. Little tap. It's gone long and low. Uturi putting the brakes on and just waiting for that ball to catch up with him. He's done well. He's lost the attentions of his marker, and he's got the ball back in possession of Benjamin Urquiza, who showed too much of that to the bin Drai player, who comes in with a nice near side backhander and turns him around, and that's an absolute ripper of a backhander. And look at this, it's Hall on the chestnut. Cian has breached the defence. Has that gone a little bit too long on that line? It has. He flicks it back towards goal, and he's wide of the target. Well, what a chance that was for bin Drai. A brilliant backhander from Facundo Kelly, but Cian Hall could not convert, and that will be the half chucker point in this first chukker, ladies and gentlemen. The whistle goes. The umpires are going to give the players a chance to change their ponies. We've got 3:43 on the clock, and still goalless between AM and Bindrai. Images of the AM camp down there. We've got Benka Urquiza down there at the change. Just a quick pit stop for the players. Not a chance to have a chat and have a drink and do their hair and makeup. They've got to get off one pony onto another and get back onto the field. Of course, AM with the advantage of the play being at their end of the field, so they're going to have a little bit more time. Here's the replay. And what a backhander it was from Kelly, and Kim will be really disappointed. The approach shot just a little long on that angle. But what a chance. And they've had 3 good opportunities, Bindrai, and still yet to open their account. AM just having a chat there behind the goal line, and well, it's understandable, isn't it? They haven't really got the ball over the halfway line yet. It's been a wave after wave after wave of Bindrai attacks, and well, the Blues might consider themselves lucky to still be 0-0 in this match and not having conceded. But something needs to change. Benka just realizing that. Maybe a little tactical change there at the back.
1 minute 37.
Let's see what they come up with. Here comes Mohammed Bindrai, the 8th player to join the party. And we're ready to roll here. Second half of the first chukker in this Emirates Polo Championship clash between AM and Bindrai. Benka Urquiza got plenty on that. Much better contact on the ball, and he's put it straight down into the path of Juan Cruz Cachigos here on the chestnut. And he's found a nice long drive. Is that almost too long on that line? It's going, and it's going to go wide. But much more positive from AM. Good contact on the ball from Benka. And the first attack for the blue shirts, but it's wide and off target to the right. Facu. Couple of taps here from Facundo Kelly. Breaking back out to the right-hand side there was Mohammed Bindrai, but the pass has come up a bit short. So Kelly's going to control proceedings here. He's been hooked out of it. Ooh, and he came back to the ball there, Facu Kelly, and it looks like he's come back to the ball with too much angle. Umpire's well positioned. It's going to be a spot hit. And I can tell you that Benjamin Urquiza will be licking his lips from this range. He's going to tee this up, and surely he's going to have a pop at goal from here. Well within his range. Of course, not that far outside the 60, is he? Chestnut looks nice and balanced, good rhythm to it, and he'll fancy his chances from here. He's got the contact. Is it leaking right? He has. He's pushed it across, and it's wide of the target. So a sigh of relief here for Bindrai. The knock-in. This time it's Mohammed taking it. Good skills by Mohammed Bindrai. Still in possession of the ball. He's got Kian Hall tucked in behind him. He's been told to get on with it. Doesn't want to put the brakes on again. There's the pass through to Kian's come up a little bit short. Good, nice defense and well read here by Uturi. Ooh, canes it out to the middle of the field though. Juan Cruz. Whites are called out. Blues have possession. Benja. One's calling for the middle, one's calling for the right. He's gone for the middle. And I don't think it was the right play. The Whites have got it here. Benka More luck than judgment. That ball came straight to him, and coming late and offline there was Kian Hall. He's not going to get anything for that. Urquiza breaking away on the far side of the field. Backhander comes in there from Kelly. It's another good near sider there from Faku Kelly, and he's turned them around once again. Here come the whites. A really good backhander in turn there from the number 2 for AM Polo. And wow, look at that. 2 blues straightening up and ready to go to goal, and a whistle. They may go a long way downfield for this one. Let's see what the umpires decide. They're just having a chat here, the umpires. There were 2 blues. No one back in defence. They've decided to go for a penalty 3. 40-yard hit. So a chance here for Benka. This time from 40 yards, looking to open the scoring. Urquiza, he's got the contact, he's got the direction, the flag is raised, the goal is good. And finally, as the clock ticks down towards the last minute of this first chukker, we have an opening goal, and it's gone to AM Polo. Is there enough time for another one? A little bit of hustle and bustle in the throw-in. Eventually the ball is in play. Picked up here by the young number 2 for AM Polo, but he's been out-hustled there. Kian Hall comes in with a near-side backhander. Gallegos, his tail backhander is out towards Ciro, but he's been beaten to the ball by, lovely touch out of the air there by Benka. And Benka Urquiza with a nice bit of skill to end the first chukker. Mohamed Bin Dry nipped out in front of him, stole the ball, but in doing so, he's attracted the umpire's whistle. It's the end of the first chukker here, folks, and it's AM Polo who conceded loads of early chances to Bin Dry, but Bin Dry couldn't convert, and the blue shirts come in ahead at the end of the first chukker. It's 1-0. Welcome back, Polo Liners. Welcome back to the Sheikh Zayed field here in Abu Dhabi. Start of the second chukker. And it's going to be Benka Urquiza circling around here, having earned that penalty for his team, and he's looking to double the lead here for the blue shirts from 60 yards. Oh, that looks clean. That looks really clean. That's a sensational strike from Benja. Top draw from Urquiza from the penalty spot, and AM, after a very slow start, were back in defence for most of that first chukker. They find themselves 2 goals ahead here. Extraordinary stuff. And Urquiza with a 40 and a 60 on target again for the Blues. So Bindrai looking to stop the rot here. They need to score next, you'd feel. Rashid. He's attracted the attentions of Urquiza, so he's left the ball there for Cian Hall. Nice little turn and brought back in field here by Cian, who's found a bit of space, and he launches that towards goal. Oh, and another one just wide. Worked the space nicely, didn't they? It was good play initially by Rashid Bindrai, and he had Cian Hall tucked in behind, left the ball for him, attracted Urquiza, took the big player out of the way, and Cian couldn't quite find his angles. Benja, under his pony's neck out towards Juan Cruz, who's breaking out to the left-hand side. Will pick this up on the offside of his pony and bring it back in field. Urquiza will probably drop in behind, give him an option. And there is Benja on the loop. Picks it up now here for AM Polo, who are starting to dominate a bit of possession here in this match. Juan Cruz has a little waft at that on the near side. He's under pressure from Mohamed Bindrai, who's working really hard in the ride-off. And that one's been punched through and forward, but it's been picked up by Bindrai in defence. Nice little spin turn. Oh, stolen away. Rashid just showing a bit too much of that to the young man from Trenquilauquen, who's done well, but Cian Hall is back in defence. Cian being tracked here by Sheikh Alia. Hall with a little show and go, but the Grey's done well. And Gray has put Alia into a really good position to get the hook here. She can't quite get the stick of Cian Hall. It's proving to be quite elusive. He's gone past a couple of players, but he can't get past Urquiza. Hall appealing for the foul, but nothing there, and rightly so from the umpires. Play will continue as the Blues bring it around the corner. Fired downfield, and Sheikha Alia is on the inside of the field, and she's picked up the line beautifully. It's Alia Al Maktoum going down towards goal. Oh, a bouncing ball, and she's over the top, but she's got some support here, and the Blues are in on goal. Well positioned. There is Facundo Kelly. And a whistle. There was a whistle there as Kelly came in. He was being challenged. Let's have a look at the replay here. Brilliant work from Urturi, who found a wonderful pass to Sheikha Alia. She did everything right, but couldn't get bat on ball. She was beaten by the bounce, and the resulting penalty's gone in favour of the defending team here. It's Bindrai, bringing the ball out of their own 60. Mohamed. Fakul Kelly dropping in behind. Mohamed will take Ali Al Maktoum out of the way. In fact, Mohamed's taken out 2 blue players there and allowed Kelly a little bit of space here. It's Facundo Kelly now being tracked by Sheikha Alia. Brings it back in field and then finds a nice lofted approach shot downfield. It's a good looking pass, but the Blues are swarming all over this. And it's Urquiza escaping on the far side of the field, picking up that pass from Juan Cruz Gallegos. And it's Benja Urquiza with a chance to just steady proceedings. Fakes to go long, brings it back in field, gets a little bit of protection there from his teammate, the number 2, doing a really good job once again. And then Benja fizzes one downfield. That's going all the way down inside the 30. Near side play coming in from Alia, and Gallegos is there. And Juan Cruz Gallegos was waiting for that miss. Brilliant play. The hook came in on Alia Al Maktoum, and Juan Cruz was there, set on the near side, got his angles right. He's got the score, and the Blues, well, they're 3-0. So there's the whistle halfway through this second chukker. We've got 3:42 on the clock. And, well, AM Polo are really taking their chances here, aren't they? Probably only had 4 or 5 attacks, and they've scored from 3 of them. Here's the replay. Alia doing really well. They had to come back and deal with Ali Al Maktoum. She was right out in front of goal and well set. And in doing so, they left the ball in a dangerous area. And it was the number 3 there for AM Polo, Juan Cruz Gallegos, who came in. Good ride off and a good near side. So the umpires have got these players on the clock for these changes. Mohammed rejoins the pack. Ball is in. Nicely picked up at the front there by Rashid Bindrai. The number 3 here trying to flick that pass out towards Kian Hall. It's been hoofed by the pony and it's straight back into the path of Rashid, who's still going here. He fancies his chances on the near side, but that's a nice little open backhander in defence coming in there from Uturri. Finds Benja. Urquiza will be told to get on with it, and he is. Launches it. Lovely pass downfield from Benja, who's starting to find the middle of the stick head and pummels another one long. But Mohammed Bindrai is well positioned. Whoa, look at the steal coming through. Juan Cruz Gallegos was waiting for that. Goes for the under the next shot. Has he got it? It's close. The goal judge isn't sure. I think it's wide. It is wide. And it's gone in favour of the white shirts. Mohammed Bindrai. Couple of taps downfield. Ali Al Maktoum comes across to try and put some pressure on the ball carrier here. Fakul Kelly breaking out to the left-hand side, trying to get on the end of that, but he's been well tracked. And it's that man from Trenki Laukin again who's had a really good game here, the number 2 for AM Polo, and he's done well in defence yet again. Gallegos tries to cut that one around the corner at pace. Returned there by Mohammed Bindrai. Stopped on the end of the stick there once again by Uturri. Benja. Urquiza tries to run it. Got Kian Hall there for company. The 2 number 4s coming together. And here's the 2-goaler who's having an absolutely brilliant first half of this match. Has he scored from range? He has. What a goal that is. Absolutely brilliant. Well, he's been clinical in defence and attack, and another brilliant play from the young man from Trenki Laukin. And Cyril, once again, finding the middle of the stick head and the middle of the goal, and it is 4-0 now. And AM really running away with this in the second chukka. The whites on the break. They need to score. Here comes Fakul. Good looking approach shot here from Kelly. Ball's bouncing around. He needs that one to sit down. Good skills from Fakul Kelly. Has he missed it? No, it's goal. It's in. The ball did cross the line. Hard to see from this angle, but just what Bindrai needed was a quick reply. And they opened their account with just a minute remaining until half-time. Finally, they get the ball across the line and they trail 4-1. Back to the centre. There's time for one more. Who's got it? A couple of players saying, your line, your line. And then was somebody a bit reckless in there? Umpire's whistle has gone. Perhaps a full swing and a crowd. Never a good thing. It's gone in favour of the Blues. It's going to be a penalty 5. And it's about 1.5 yards inside their own half. Urquiza circling around on this nice, comfy-looking chestnut. He may launch this long first time. And he has. He's hitting the ball well, and why not? Why wouldn't you get it down into a dangerous area? And he's done just that. Just leaked out to the left. Oh, look at this. He's come up with an absolute ripper on the near side. A late ride-off. Timed the bump to perfection, and it's that man again, Uturri. And what a time to score. There's the hooter to end the first half of this match, and a brilliant goal there from the number 2 for AM Polo. his second in as many minutes, and he's opened up a 4-goal advantage at half-time. AM 5, Bindrai 1. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Game 2, Match Day 2 of the Emirates Polo Championships 2025. Where's the time gone, eh? Woof! What's this? We've got a replay. Launched long there by Benka Odekisa. That was the final play of the first half of this match. And Benka, who just started to middle the ball quite nicely, didn't he, in that second chukker? Fancied his chances to get that one long, and it was a good decision because he found his teammate on the end of it, and he came out with a lovely little near side under the next shot goal. And you can see there, after lots of chances for Bindrai in the first, it was AM who took that early advantage. At the end of the first, they were 1-0, and then 4 unanswered goals in the second. And we find ourselves here at half-time, 5-1. This is the first of our 2 matches here this afternoon at the Gantoot Racing and Polo Club. And next up will be Abu Dhabi versus Lamar. And that will give us a chance to look at the remaining 2 teams yet to play in this tournament. 6 entries in the 24th edition of the Emirates Polo Championship. So Mohammed joins the action, and Howard Smith gets us underway with a strong underarm roll through the back of the pack. Picked up by Urquiza. Gallegos is there. Appealing for the foul there was Mohamed bin Dry, but play will continue here in the form of Benjamin Urquiza, putting the brakes on and working that one nicely here on the Bay Ponies, right on the halfway line. Benja sets himself, finds a low fizzing pass out towards Juan Cruz Gallegos. He's attracted the attentions of Facu Kelly, and Kelly will stick with him. Gallegos just trying to work this one around the corner. He's done well, and he's still in possession of the ball. Opens up, fires that one down towards goal, and well, he's absolutely fizzed it under his pony's neck. It was way off target. He'd overcooked the angle, and he's hit it straight into Facundo Kelly. And the umpires didn't like it. The whistle's gone, and it's going to be a defensive penalty hit in favour of bin Dry. So the umpire's just having a chat with the third man on the severity of that hit into the horse. Bit reckless. Lots of things to consider when you've got a player hitting into an opponent or an opponent's horse. Distance, strength of the hit, and also just how reckless it was. And on this occasion, they've decided to move the penalty forward to the halfway line. So it's going to be a 5B here to the Whites. Bin Dry on the attack. It's worked its way through to Mohamed. Mohamed picks up the bouncing ball. It's going wide. And well, just sums up their afternoon, doesn't it? They've had so many chances, and they've missed that particular goal on the right-hand side at least 4 times in this match. Possession back to the blue shirts of AM. Here comes Benja. Left is the call, and left is the pass, and he's gone long and left. Well tracked, good defence coming in there from Kian. And he needed to get there, didn't he? Bin Dry in possession of the ball. Half stolen away there by Alia, who's working very hard for her team. But the Whites still have it here. One tucked in behind the other. Boards is the call. Short right, and it's gone out to the right-hand side. Picked up by Kian, who comes through at pace. Scrapes that one off the boards. Can't pick up the bouncing ball. Who's got possession? Turning sharply here is Facundo Kelly. Drags it around the corner. Spin turn there from Kelly. Just waiting for the traffic to clear. Leaves it this time for his teammate who's on the loop. And it's Kian Hall working this one down to the 30. Opens up. Cuts it down towards goal. And he's missed it. Well, they can't buy a goal down there. This time he's wide left. Clock ticking down to 5:15 in the third. Urquiza, how many knock-ins has he had? Must be 10 at least. He's gone long. He's gone down to Juan Cruz Gallegos, and it's once again up over the halfway line, and Juan Cruz has gone past his man this time. Look at this. He sets himself, cuts it back towards goal. This is going to be very, very close. He's got it. Que golazo. Well, it was route 1 by AM, wasn't it? Route 1, Benja, who's smashing the ball and middling it beautifully. Got another really good pass downfield. It was up over the halfway line. It must have been 20 yards inside enemy territory when Juan Cruz got on the end of it, and he went past Kian Hall and came up with the cut shot. Mohamed bin Dry, well positioned there, the number 1. Came screaming up behind Benja, waiting for that right-hand turn, and he's got the whistle. 6-1 currently in favour of AM. Penalty in favour of the Whites. And they need to get something going soon here, bin Dry. Rashid goes forward. Facu Kelly goes forward. Mohamed bin Dry is forward. Here comes Kian. Good contact on the ball from Kian Hall. It's leaking out to the right-hand side, but there may well be a white player on the end of this. It's Mohamed bin Dry. Takes the right off. Goes for the near side. Flicks it around the corner. Good work there by Mohamed. But a good defensive backhander coming in from Benjamin Urquiza. and he's fired it almost parallel with the back line and down into the corner. Not easy to score from there, but here comes Cian Hall. He's gone past a couple of players. It's still Cian working this one down into a dangerous position. Benker is there. And the Whites have worked it nicely. Open backhander. Surely from there he's going to get the score, and he does. It's Facundo Kelly who comes up with the goods. And Bin Dry, who needed a goal, have scored a goal. And that may well be the halfway point in this third chukker as the clock ticks down to 3-3-3 in the third. And the Whites are nipping off to change. It will indeed be a half chukker change here. And Bin Dry still hanging on in there. They're still trailing by 4, of course, with a mountain to climb. But there's still plenty of time in the match. And at the halfway point in the third, AM with the advantage, 6-2. We've got 8 players, 2 umpires and a ball, and we're good to go. Ball is in play. Pops out nicely here for Cian. Hall has a runner. Can he find the pass? And it was a well-timed pass, but he's on the near side here. He's a deep under the next shot, and he's done pretty well, but not quite well enough. And Mohammed Bin Dry needed a bit more angle on that next shot. And once again, Bin Dry go wide of the target, and another chance has slipped by. Benker. Little tap here from Urquiza. Gallegos goes out to the right-hand side. Benker's decided to go long. Was appealing there that he'd been squeezed for space by Mohammed Bin Dry, but he certainly got enough on the ball. Rashid. Tail backhander. Good one too. Well read by Urquiza, who meets it on the head-to-head play. On the half-turn there was Urquiza, and he's done very well, but he's been tagged and taken out of it. Backhander coming in there from Juan Cruz. And a whistle. Spot hit to the Whites. Penalty 5. Quite a long way down inside their own half. Mohammed Bin Dry just having a chat there with Cian Hall and hatching a plan. Here comes Cian. Alia Al Maktoum comes across. Cian Hall with a couple of taps. The Whites are a long, long way away from him. Cian is going to have to come through on this himself. And he got there in time. Blue player having a good look at that, thinking he had enough time to come across and try and steal that. But Hall put the hammer down, and he got pretty close in the end. The whistle's gone, and it's just a question of where. It's a penalty 3. 40 yards. Cian teeing the ball up, circling around. In fact, it may well be Mohammed. And it is. Goes low. It was stoppable, but it's over the top of the stick of Urquiza, who came flying out, but he couldn't get bat on ball, and he couldn't prevent Mohammed bin Drive from putting number 3 up on the scoreboard, and they trail by just 3. They are edging their way slowly but surely back into this match, and well, the next goal or two is going to be very interesting. A quick one now, still 1:45 on the clock. Who's got possession here? Back end of the third chukka. It's Gallegos. Juan Cruz on the far side of the field, controlling things on this lovely horse. It's worked really well for him, hasn't it? Here he comes, Juan Cruz. Bin Dry want the whistle there for the ball into the horse. It looked controlled enough from here, and they were at a pretty pace as well. So play will continue. Bin Dry down to the left-hand side. Juan Cruz was waiting for that, and he's read the situation nicely. Plays a little open backhander infield here, looking for Urquiza, and Benjo Urquiza is going to go past with some momentum, and it's Urquiza who's in on goal. It's Benjo Urquiza to seal the deal here for the Blues, and a body blow for Bin Dry, because they had possession of the ball, and well, the last thing they needed was to concede there late in the third chukka, and Benja coming through at pace, lovely skills. And he puts number 7 on the scoreboard for AM Polo, and it is now 7-3, and it's looking like a long way back for Bin Dry. There is time. Kian Hall scrapping away, as Kian Hall does. There's the hooter. Good bump there on Urquiza. Stolen away here by the young man from Trenquilauquin, the number 2, has had such a great game, hasn't he? But he's been taken out of the play there by Rashid Bin Dry. Gallegos has come around the outside on this mare that seems to be absolutely everywhere. And he's gone for a deep under the neck shot. He's run out of space. The ball is out of play. That will be the end of the third chukka. Scintillating stuff here. But it is AM Polo, as we come off for the final change of the match, who have the advantage. They're 4 goals ahead here over Bin Dry. It's 7-3. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Sheikh Zayed field here in Abu Dhabi. Gantoot Racing and Polo Club. And this is game 2, match day 2 of the Emirates Polo Championships. And we've just started the 4th chukker, and it's Mohammed bin Drai bringing the ball forward on this lovely little chestnut. It's gone back behind the grey pony of Alia Al Maktoum, does a full turn. Kian Hall drops in behind for some cover. And then Kian, thinking about going for the pass, has eventually gone out to the right-hand side and wants that pass, but Mohammed fancies his chances here against Sheikha Alia. He's been told to get on with it. He's got 5 seconds. Umpire counting down to give him the heads up. And the pass has come up a little bit short, and it's easy pickings for Benka. Urquiza. Babieni doing well to get out of the way there. Good work there from the referee. And Benka just trying to volley that one out of the air. Didn't quite get the contact, and it's popped out of the sideline, and possession will go back to the white shirts of bin Drai. 6:26 on the clock. The whites need to score. They need a couple of quick goals, and this is it. He's in here. He's in. Good momentum here for Kelly. Oh, he couldn't pick up the ball at the second time of answering as it looped up in the air. And a belated whistle, but it did look like a foul. A belated whistle, and they're going to only go one way with this. Well, the blue player was just hanging and waiting for the ball to catch up with him. There was a white player screaming down the line behind him. And it's got to be a penalty too, and it is. So just what bin Drai needed. Stop the clock. Register another one. And get back to the centre and try and get possession and get another quick goal and put the cat amongst the pigeons. It all starts here with Fakou Kelly from 30 yards. Good strike. Flag is raised. Goal is good. And bin Drai, I can certainly tell you, will still be fighting and still be believing that they can get back in this match. But they need to score next, don't they? Another quick one here, and you never know. We're back in play. Who's got it? Gallegos. Good ride off there on Kelly. Kelly comes up with a near side backhander. In fact, it was Mohammed bin Drai who came up with that. Indeed it was. Here's Fakou now, coming in on that mishit from Benka Urquiza. But Benka's come through, and Benka has reacted really quickly here, and it's Urquiza trying to work this one around the corner. And a whistle. Looked like Mohammed bin Drai was well positioned to me. It's going to be a spot hit in favour of the whites. Bin Drai taking it quickly. Time is of the essence. They want to keep the intensity here. Bin Drai. Kian with a swing and a miss, but he'll get a chance to... In fact, it's Rashid. Rashid there on the big bay, playing at number 3. Finds his brother who's coming through. And he came through at pace, but hadn't quite gone far enough past Gallegos to take that on the offside. He needed to go near side, and it's going to be a penalty here in favour of the Blues. So just under 5 minutes remaining here in the 4th. 3 goals the difference. Mohammed bin Drai is off changing. Not sure if the Blues have maybe not seen that, or they're being very sporting and letting him come back on. But either way, he will be back in position before Urquiza gets to the ball. Benka this time takes a tap out to the right-hand side. Gallegos has gone long. And there is the pass. It is long, but it's out to the right. Can Gallegos get there? Horse is working so hard for him, and he has got on the end of it, but he couldn't come up with the goods. He's left the ball behind. Lovely little turn and around the corner for the Blues from Sheikha Alia. Benka, open backhander out towards Alia Al Maktoum. Good ride-off coming in there from the number 1 for AM Polo, but she's been pushed out of the way and out-hustled by Mohammed bin Dry, who's working hard in defence here, both sides of the pony. Flicked around the corner there by Kian. Lovely bit of skill around the corner there by Uturi. Been a bit quiet the last chukker, but he had a brilliant second chukker, didn't he? Backed up here by Bencha. And a whistle as the ball was stolen away. There was 2 white players coming away with the ball. Fakul Kelly was one of them, but the umpire's whistle has pulled them back. The Blues are going to nip off and change. 4:01 on the clock. It may well be we have a half chukker change here in this 4th and final chukker. So the umpires have had a good chat. And the decision is a penalty in favour of the attacking team. It's going to be a close-range penalty here for Benjamin Urquiza, with 4:01 left on the clock here in the 4th, and a chance for him to put number 8 up on the scoreboard. And surely, in doing so, he's going to take bin Dry out of this result. Just going to wait for Mohammed to get back on side. And he's going to walk into this looking to double the lead. He has indeed doubled their total in the process. It's 8-4 and AM now in a very commanding position as the clock ticks down inside the final 4 minutes. Good work here from Fakul. Kelly coming alive here from the throw-in over the top of the play. Kosciuszko's there with a nice little open backhand pass to himself. Nicely judged, and then he measures that one out towards Sheikha Alia. Backhander comes in and turns them around. That was Rashid. Rashid couldn't quite get the shot he was looking for there in attack. And Bencha, he's been pretty solid in defence here for the Blues, has found a lovely pass. Well-timed hook there from Fakul Kelly, who was coming from the wrong side, but in the end got a really good hook in. And the near-side play from Rashid bin Dry is nothing but fresh air. Here comes Bencha, once again, turning proceedings here and trying to launch another attack here for AM. It's been well-tracked and pushed across to the boards. Kian. Kian's lost possession here. Bencha has it. And he'll wait for the white man to clear, and then he'll fizz this one downfield, anywhere into space. Mohammed bin Dry can't pick up the bouncing ball, a little bit unlucky for him. And Fakul Kelly comes up with a near side, but in the end he doesn't hit the ball at all, and possession is up for grabs. Fakul trying to get away from Juan Cruz, who's been good and strong, and he's nicked the ball away once again. Gallegos now running in on goal, brings it round under the pony's neck onto the near side. Gallegos is up in front of goal, gets the contact in the ride-off. Kelly is back in defence, and so too is Kian Hall. Hall plays the open backhander. Whoa! And Juan Cruz Gallego there. Pony just got his legs stuck in the ground, and he came up with a very awkward little step. And the number 3 for AM has been bounced out of the saddle. He looks okay. Pony is good, and no harm done. We've got 1:54 on the clock in the fourth, and we're going to have a timeout here for Juan Cruz Gallegos, who's making his way over to the pony lines to retrieve his horse. Don't forget, folks, this is the first of our 2 games here this afternoon. Our next match will be contested between Abu Dhabi and Lamar. Players called, and we're back underway here. Long hit out towards Rashid. Gallegos is there, no harm done, obviously no injury from him as he fizzes a backhander. It's been intercepted here, and the whites are on the march. Kian Hall over the top of the play, backed up here by Rashid, who leaves it in turn for Mohammed. A little miscontrol from him, and it's just been kicked by his pony and gone backwards. He's going to have to go and retrieve this, but he's been hunted down by Alia Al Maktoum. Alia's done really well. Mohammed still in possession of the ball, looking for a consolation goal here for Bin Dry. Mohammed Bin Dry sets himself, may pull the trigger from there, and he does, but the ball's gone ballooning up, picked up by Fakul Kelly. Kelly coming in on goal, and Urquiza came across as cover. They're going to give a penalty one here late in the day. Goal is awarded. Penal uno. So, Babiani dropping the ball on the halfway line. Goal and a restart from the centre in favour of the whites. 1:09 on the clock. Mohammed Bin Dry circles around. Might fancy just launching this one downfield and trying to steal another one. It's low. It's been half stopped there by the number 2 here. Good work by Sidor. He's been tagged and taken out by Mohammed. Picked up now by Juan Cruz. And Juan Cruz has gone beyond the last line of defence, and it's Gallegos here who may well have the last laugh. A swing and a miss there on the bouncing ball. Kelly back in defence here for the whites. Spins the corner. Is there enough time here for a consolation goal as he finds a pass down towards Kian Hall? It's Kian coming in on this, but Banca was well positioned, had good speed, and the angle was okay too, so play will continue as Urquiza finds an absolute ripper of a tail backhander across the field. It's out towards Ali Al Maktoum. Time is of the essence. In fact, time is up, folks. The hooter goes. It's the end of the fourth, and a convincing victory here for AM Polo, who have run out the winners over Bin Dry by the score of 8-5. Well, it was a strange one, wasn't it? Bindrai having all the chances early doors in the match and just couldn't find the goal. And AM were pretty clinical with their chances, put the pressure on, scored first, and then went into a 5-1 advantage. So convincing by the Blues. They'll be very happy with that performance. All of them playing very well, but in particular the number 2, who had an exceptional game, especially in the second chukker. And they'll be very, very happy with that as they walk off in unison. Here's the chukker by chukker. 1-0 at the end of the first. AM with the advantage after all those chances for Bindrai. It was 5-1 at half-time. A good third by Bindrai. But it was in the end, it was only 2-2 in terms of score in that game, and it ended 7-3 at the end of the third. And then 2 goals for Bindrai in the fourth, and 1 for AM, and we finished at 8-5. Here are the match stats. Field goals, 5 to AM. 3 to Bindrai. The throw-ins, well, that was shaded by Bindrai, 7-4 in their favour. Fouls, pretty even. Penalties, 2 out of 2 and 3 out of 3 respectively. There were no corners and no yellow flags in the game. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, live and direct in a matter of half an hour or so, we will have Lamar against Abu Dhabi. Make sure you're tuned in for that one as we continue with this Emirates Polo Championship